everybody, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Cindy, and Cindy is from Norwegian Cruise Lines. I have had the absolute pleasure to meeting with Cindy several times. You'll notice on YouTube, I have a whole bunch of different playlists from each cruise line I've met with. I think, Cindy, this is what, our fourth or fifth time at least meeting to do these shows?
Yes, I'm a regular.
Yes, absolutely. You were actually one of the first ones to do it. I think you were the first episode ever. So isn't that?
I think it was the first ever, right?
Yeah. So by all means, look at those playlists. But we really want to talk to you today about Norwegian Cruise Line's extraordinary journeys. So over to you, and I can't wait to learn about these.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. It's a pleasure to be with you again today. And yes, this time, you know, we spoke in the past about a few things. We spoke about Norwegian. We spoke about our key itineraries. And of course, last time we spoke about Viva, Prima, or brand new ships, the ones that are actually coming in, 3 little months, basically less than 3 months. We're going to have a new class of ship coming. So I'm going to show you a couple of slides about it. But yes, so this time, you know, we were thinking together, I think it would be great. We thought it would be great to speak about those trips that you maybe never thought about before, having a cruise actually to explore those destinations. So we're talking about extraordinary journeys. And why we call them this way, because, well, they are truly extraordinary, to be honest. They are typically itineraries of minimum 9 days and very port intensive. So they are truly designed to explore more. Basically, it's like, I truly believe, you know what, everyone likes the good old-fashioned 7 days in Caribbean, 7 days in Alaska. I love them. My next cruise is actually in Alaska, 7 days on our beautiful Norwegian Anchor in August. I cannot wait to get back there. But it's true that sometimes, you know what, we think about all those countries, destinations, that there's so many cities and ports in that areas that you don't have enough with a 7 days. So you want to spend more time. And that's those truly amazing destinations that we offer you to explore. Countries that maybe you never thought an ocean cruise line would go. So I'm going to start actually with, I just mentioned it, but yeah, that's our new babies, Norwegian Prima, Norwegian Viva. So those two ships, we call them the twin ships. They are sister ships, exactly the same in a brand new class called Prima. So Norwegian Prima, first of her name of the class, she is coming. She's going to be christened basically in the end of August in Reykjavik in Iceland. And she's going to make her big debut in Europe. So there's going to be a lot of 9 days before finally she goes basically to Iceland. She goes to Canada, New England, to New York. She's going to have a few itineraries going to Bermuda, finally going to basically Caribbean, down to Florida, and even Galveston. For Viva, I love the itineraries on Viva because she will be primarily starting in Mediterranean, because Prima, the first ship, will be in Northern Europe, whereas Viva is going to be in Mediterranean. And I can tell you those itineraries is coming in summer 23, best time to go to Europe. And except one itinerary that has one single day at sea, all the itineraries in Mediterranean for Viva, they are 1 day, one port. Every single day you are exploring somewhere. And even one of them, this is one of my favorite, has overnights in some cities. That's really great because you can literally enjoy the nightlife. My favorite itinerary goes one overnight in Istanbul, for example. I think that would be amazing. So talking about a couple of examples, basically, of those itineraries. So we have this fantastic itinerary. So 14-day, 2 weeks, amazing weeks, basically, that you can spend with us from Iceland, going to Reykjavik and Belfast. So it starts from London. So it's a really easy ride, basically, when you are traveling from Canada. You know, there's multiple airlines going easily multiple times a day to London. I've lived myself in United Kingdom for years. It's a fantastic country. So if you want to pair basically with a pre-stay and explore United Kingdom, That's great. You're really close to France, for example, even though the itinerary includes a stop in Le Havre, which is basically a couple of hours from Paris, easy catch with the train. And then you can visit as well. As you can see, it's 9 port of calls in 14 days and 5 countries. And that is a typical example of what everybody, including myself, and I'm sure, Kathleen, that's your case as well, where basically, you know what, because of COVID, okay, we need to talk about it. Because of COVID, well, we have not traveled so much or not at all for the past 2 years. And it's true that I'm the worst example for that, because I have something called bucket list, where that's those destinations that you swear yourself you would go at least once in your life. Right. I have 2 for myself. Actually, I had 4, but I have 2 left to book. And that's the kind of things that before pandemic would be like, well, I'm going to see next year. And well, next year comes and you're like, oh, I want to go somewhere else. So I will see next year. Right. And that's things I've been doing myself for years, right? And when I've been told I could not travel for 2 years, I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time because nothing is granted anymore. We realized it. So that's why those itineraries are fantastic, because you could have quite a few countries on your bucket list. I certainly do. One of my top, the 2 next will be Israel and Japan. That's the top 2 that I'm taking care now. I had some other 2. I had Hawaii and I had French Polynesia. And basically those are booked and I'm going in November. And that's an extraordinary journey I'm going to talk about.
I can't wait. Yes.
What is your
and I can't wait to see your pictures too. That would be great. Yes.
What is your bucket list actually, Kathleen? What's the top?
Mine is actually Iceland and Norway. I've always wanted to do Hawaii as well. I've got a couple that I've recently ticked off, which is going to be Alaska's booked. We're going to be doing that. I wanted to go to Italy and taste like authentic Italian food, and that's planned and ready to go. So I'm doing the same thing. It's time to get those check marks going and say, I'm going to experience the world.
And the beauty of our cruises as well, we have some itineraries. You were talking about Hawaii. They're already available to book until 25. And basically with us, it's the key word is flexibility. You can book something today for 24, 25, and then all you need is actually a deposit that is fully refundable up to final payment due date, which is 4 months before travel, 120 days to be exact. So basically, right now, you should actually just go tonight and ask actually, Kathleen, I want just to have a look into that itinerary for 23, this itinerary for 24, this itinerary for 25. Put a deposit down and just think about it again later. But basically what we do, and that's very, very true for Extraordinary Journey, the best prices tend to come when we release itineraries, when they are first available for sale. And I think this is where you should not wait. So just put your deposit and make it happen and just go one by one. That's exactly what I've done myself. I took my bucket list. I took 23, 24, 25, and I'm just booking all of them in a row. And I'm like, I'm so excited already about it.
And not only get the best prices, but you get the best room availability. Like if you have a specific, I want midship, I want upper, lower, like whatever you're looking for. If you're like the coveted aft person, those go lickety split too, right? So by booking early, you're going to be able to get exactly what you want.
And I am a midship person myself. And you know what? The main reason, it's just a tip, is like, I like to be next to the elevator, to be honest. So I'm going midship aft, which is basically like the back of the ship. There's 2 reasons. Because usually you have the buffet. And you have as well the spa. That's where usually our spa is located as well. And I spend a lot of time in the spa. So that enables me to get closer. Talking about Viva, remember I mentioned this itinerary with an overnight in Istanbul. So here it is. We have this one is beautiful. It's a 10-day and it's going for Turkey, Greece, and Italy. So you were talking, Kathleen, about Italy, and I cannot agree more than about the food and the authenticity. Same in Greece, to be honest. If you ever tried the real Greek food, this is just beautiful.
So flavorful.
Yeah, I'm European. So for me, actually, when I was there, now I live in Toronto for the past years, but when I was in Europe, in Paris in particular, I was so happy because I could jump in a plane on the Friday night and spend the weekend somewhere in Europe. I cannot do that anymore, of course, because I live in Toronto. So that's why a cruise for me makes the whole sense, because
Right.
basically I can jump from a city to another, have a peak. And my hotel is traveling for me at night, which is the cruise ship. I don't need to jump in a bus. I don't need to jump in another plane and wake up early to be in an airport. You just have to wake up and enjoy the day.
You're
And
there.
eventually, if one day it's really like true love at first sight with one location, believe me, you will come back at
Yeah.
this point. But here, look at this one. It's just amazing. So we have this beautiful trip starting from Athens and ending in Rome. So pre-post stays as well. Think out of the box. If you want to stay a little bit longer and explore Greece, like continental Greece, or if you want to maybe double the pleasure and go for a beach vacation, for example, like Greece, Italy, they have fantastic resorts. That could be amazing as well to have like one trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
This one goes through all the islands. You're going to Florence, you're going to France a little bit, you're going to Naples. That's where the pizza was born. You need to get to the birthplace of pizza, which is Naples.
Wonderful.
And Messina, of course, if you're a little bit fan of history, that's this trip is going to really like ravish your eyes, because you have basically archaeological sites all over the place, beautiful architecture. I mean, should I really talk about Florence and the beauty of this city? It's called one of the most beautiful cities in the world. You're going as well to Olympia, which is like very uncommon. This one is very peculiar. That's why it's an extraordinary journey. So Olympia, which is said to be the birthplace of what? Olympic Games. So that's basically all those places. And Santorini, of course, what would be a great trip to Greek Isles without going to Santorini? I've been there, and I can tell you the pictures, they always look good. Always, you have those whitewash houses with the blue domes, and there's a pretty, this amazing view on the water. Those pictures are nothing compared to the actual experience. I got there, and I can tell you, this is nothing. You will remember, you will be wow. When the ships basically get there, so you have to climb on the top if you're very brave. There's a whole bunch of stairs, a lot of stairs. So you can basically climb up there, and the view is absolutely breathtaking. Remember as well, actually, we talk about it here, we have right now BOGO Air available. So basically, Norwegian Cruise Line, we partner with several airlines to basically get you there in a more easier way. So what it says, let's say you're a couple. So you're going to be 2 passengers on flight. So the first passenger is going to pay their air ticket, and we have great prices to start with, negotiated with the airlines. But second passengers will fly for free, like a natural hero. Whatever could stay would be, for example, maybe luggage, depending on the airline's policy, but it's just amazing. The saving you're going to make maybe will enable you to upgrade yourself from an ocean view to a balcony, to the midship cabin that you are looking for. So please check with Kathleen, because this promotion is available first come, first serve, and that's a true way to save to your next trip to
and
Europe.
thinking about the air, I just had some clients that did the French Polynesian and ended up in Hawaii, and their last leg of the journey, which was on Air Tahiti, they actually got business class. They got buy one, get one free, and they ended up in business class. Like, it was incredible. And she was like,
that's great.
Kathleen,
when you're lucky, that's amazing.
Yeah, loved it. She absolutely loved it. And I mean, it was a buy one, get one free deal with you. And she was like, did I pay for business? Did I have to get upgraded? And I'm like, nope, it's all right there. The price is quoted as the price you're paying. It was incredible. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely lucky in that case. Probably they've been upgraded for free by Air Tahiti. So good for them. We cannot guarantee it's going to happen every time, guys. But
it was a shock. Yeah.
That's
Loved
amazing.
Yeah.
We also have this amazing itinerary we really wanted to talk about. That is on the Norwegian Star, where basically we're going from Iceland to Greenland, and as well to Finland. You can see here basically from Reykjavik to Tromso, and Norway. And basically what I really love is that not everyone is going to Greenland. Greenland is a fantastic bucket list destination. It's not that easy to get there because there's not so many connections to start with, to be honest. And here, this is amazing. So Kathleen, I can give you like a golden point if you can you say that name?
I cannot. Actually, I was sitting looking at it and thinking, I'm gonna see if she can say that one. I'm curious, and now you threw it on me.
I try. You know, it's funny. There's plenty of beautiful videos like National Geographic and so on YouTube, and they say it, and I try to repeat it, and I was like, well, nope.
They go there. That seems good enough, and you just circle it.
But basically, what is really great here, you're literally extremely close to the North Pole. So this is another bucket list destination. You know, people think North Pole, sometimes they think about Finland and Santa's village, right? Well, you can try to avoid and do something a little bit more authentic, and you could literally get there. It's a wonderful destination. So, and why going to Europe with us is like, we've been voted the best cruise line, like for example, for Mediterranean, like several years in a row. And we know how to do it. It's those itineraries, we ensure, and that's the key. You know what, Seymour Europe comes number one. I think this one should come number one, which is immersive experience. Is that once again, you wake up in the morning, you just get off the ship because you're already here and you start exploring. You can start to explore on your own. You can as well book some excursions with us where basically you're taken care of. Your program of the day is taken care of. So, and we are going to bring you to drive you to the best places to see. As well, we have a few other extraordinary journeys in South Pacific. So I had to talk about that one because this is my next cruise in November. I am going. So I can tell you, I'm not only saying it's beautiful, I believe it because I am going and I'm bringing my mom. Actually, she's coming from France and we are going to the furthest point of France in the world, because technically French Polynesia is part of France. It's a French island. It's literally on the other side of the world, which is funny. So that's why we really wanted to do that. Hawaii, I never had the opportunity to go to Hawaii. And this fantastic itinerary is a 12-day on Norwegian Spirit. She's been entirely refurbished in February 2020. She had one basically cruise before. You remember the whole cruise world shut down basically in March 2020. So she had only one trip and now actually she just came back. So she has started her second cruise a couple of days ago in French Polynesia as well and Hawaii. So it's a beautiful ship, completely refurbished, like millions of dollars to be refurbished. I like her because she's not only going to look like brand new, fantastic, but as well, she's one of our smallest ship, which is about 2,000 passengers, a little bit more. And basically, it's amazing. So those ships can go to narrower place. And especially if it's your first time, to be honest, on a cruise, that could be a great way to get a first step.
Yes.
So you can see we go into French Polynesia, like Bora, Oahu, Kauai. Like, I cannot wait to get there. It's going to be amazing. As well, on the Spirit, the same ship, we have a 15-day cruise. This one I selected it because it's like, you know what? I was doing around. We talked about that with Kathleen, and there's so many extraordinary journeys that we sell. But we were like, I was thinking about that one, and I was like, if I had, because my cruise is going to end in Tahiti, and I was like, well, if I had to jump onto another cruise straight away, what could that be? And basically this one, so it's not starting from Tahiti, it's actually where it ends, but it's starting from Australia, from Sydney, and you have 10 ports of call in 15 days, 10. So, and that is pretty cool, to be honest, because I believe those few days at sea could be perfect to, number one, get used to the jet lag, number two, just rest a little bit between days at port. So you're going to New Caledonia, you're going to Vanuatu, you're going to Fiji, you're going to Samoa Island, and you're going to French Polynesia as well. I think I'm thinking about honeymoon, but not only, to be honest. It's like that renewal, this kind of dream vacation. And furthermore, as once again, as I mentioned, that is combinable with the BOGO Air. So think about those trips. That's the typical bucket list. It's the other side of the world. So typically it's a little bit more pricey to get there. Just enjoy your promotion while it lasts, so you can save on your flights to Australia and back from French Polynesia. I think that would be amazing.
Beautiful.
As well, one of my that's a destination I've been a couple of times myself. I'm not sure for you, Kathleen, but I need to go back. I need to explore so much more because I'm so in love with Asia. I love it. My love story started with food, like a lot of people. I spent my 30th birthday actually in Thailand, and it was one of my most beautiful trip ever. So I'm dying to go back to Bangkok. I love this. It's a huge city. There's a lot of noise, but it's awesome, to be honest, because everything is different. Everywhere you're looking at, this is something you've never seen before. Architecture history is absolutely amazing. You know, when I'm from France and I lived in Paris, so you think about Notre Dame and Eiffel Tower. That's nothing compared to those amazingly beautiful buildings that you can find in Asia. So we're going to Japan as well. My top bucket list destination as well. I swear I would go basically in March, you know, for the cherry blossom. That's actually my dream. So you need to get there for quite a while, but you could. And Southeast Asia as well. So those destinations are amazing. So that's typically as well, you know, when you get so far, a little bit like Australia, like French Polynesia, when you get there so far, you don't want to stay just for 2 days. Anyway, this is something you're going to plan quite a long time in advance, and you're going to stay for longer, and you want to do it right, right? Because that's not something you're going to be able to do again tomorrow. So that's why you need to have a really great travel advisor like Kathleen, actually, to take care of that for you. We have some other destinations as well that I wanted to talk about. I cannot really say like we don't have like one actual region, just like Europe, but they don't fit exactly into that, but they are just amazing. This one is one of my favorite ever because I would love to see penguins. That's one of them.
That's the best greeting party, right? You know, you
love animals.
A bunch of penguins. Yeah.
I love animals. So this one is a fantastic one. So it's Argentina on the Star. And this one is sailing in January and February 23. So you could book now. Where basically you're departing from Buenos Aires. So that would be great if you want to learn a little bit of tango. It's time to go to Argentina, have a wonderful steak. That's where as well you could go. You're going to Ushuaia. You're going to Elephant Island. You're passing by there. It's just amazing. The wildlife over there is absolutely beautiful. Talking about like, as well extraordinary journeys, let's travel a little bit further to South Africa. South Africa is one of our most popular destinations, to be honest. It's just absolutely fantastic. There's no other word. Here we have, for example, a 12-day cruise. It's on the Norwegian Jade. It's one of our smaller ships as well, so no worry. Where basically you can visit Namibia, for example. So that departs from Cape Town, same. Quite easy to get there. There's a lot of connection that enables you to go. You're going to Cape Town, you're going to Walvis Bay, you're going to Richards Bay. And once again, you're getting there for the actual wildlife, to see as well something completely different. We're in Africa, right? To me, every time I was going to Africa, it's like I've been quite a few times. It's like, you know, you're getting back to the birthplace of humankind. You know, it's like, that's what we say, right? The cradle of humanity. And you can feel it. You can feel this kind of rough, and it's history, but not in a building. It's history in the earth, basically in the ground. And
that's a great way to phrase that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Something else, actually, we talked about it with Kathleen, and we thought that would be a fantastic idea because not everyone thinks about ocean cruise lines to get, for example, to Egypt. That's actually very, very true. It's like lots of people think about river cruise, like going down the Nile, right? Which, of course, you can do. We don't do a Nile cruise per se because, unfortunately, our ships are slightly too big. But we are visiting Egypt, and I have to say, a long, long time ago, believe it or not, I used to have a house in Egypt, in Cairo, and I was going a couple of times a year, so that I had family, basically. And so basically, it's like I miss Egypt very, very dearly. It's fantastic people. Should I even start talking about the culture? So this trip is beautiful. That's what we call a repositioning cruise. I'm going to explain what it is, because technically that is an extraordinary journey, but a repositioning cruise, you know, our ships, basically the exception made of one that is located in Hawaii, that is basically called the Pride of America.
Mhm.
This ship stays in Hawaii all year long, but that's the only exception because most of our ships would move during the
Right.
year.
Yeah.
Typically, for example, a ship would be in summer, would be in Europe because it's warm, because it's the high season. And during winter, the ship would move and maybe go to Caribbean, for
Mhm.
example. So basically, we follow the trends, we follow the demands where our clients want to go. So those actually trip when a ship is moving from a part of the world to another. It's
Mhm.
called a repositioning cruise. For a very, very long time, those sailings were actually empty. For us, it was just mechanical, right? We're moving the ship. But
Mhm.
actually, we had more and more clients saying, I would like to be on that trip. Actually, that could be fun. So
Yeah.
those, they happen maybe once a year, best
Mhm.
twice if they go back and forth. But
Right.
they are just truly amazing. So typically this one, she's going to very, very popular itinerary. So this one is going to depart from Dubai, and
Right.
basically you're going, stay with me, 18-day cruise on the Jade. You're going to visit Greece, Egypt, Jordan, Israel, Athens, Dubai, Emirates. It's like Limassol, you're in Cyprus. I mean, Rhodes, you're in Greece. The Suez Canal, which is
Right.
actually like, it's like you think Panama Canal, think
Yeah.
about Suez Canal as
This
well.
is, yeah.
Look at
So
this
much
beautiful
culture
itinerary.
built right into that 18-day. That's incredible.
Oh my
Wow.
dear, you are literally immersed. You cannot ask for more culture, to be
Mhm.
honest. It's like this one is like just absolutely beautiful, especially Safaga, you're already in Egypt. I
Mhm.
showed Haifa, you're in Israel. So in like from Haifa, it's a very good, very quick jump to Jerusalem, for
Mhm.
example, or Tel Aviv. So because it's really quick to get there. So that's
Yeah.
one of my bucket list as well. Limassol, I've been to Cyprus years ago. It's beautiful. It's really this mix of Greek slash Turkish culture because basically both of them are on the island. They share the
Mhm.
island, share, if we can go that way. So, but basically, it's beautiful because it has fast, like Cyprus roads, for example, the cities are Haifa, the Suez Canal. So, in their history, those were actually like crossroads for the lines, talking about Middle Age, right? When basically there was huge routes for commerce, right? For trade, could be
Mhm.
trade of spice, could be trades of silk when they were coming back from Asia.
Yeah.
They would get there. It was as well on the road, this one where to Jerusalem, when you had
Mhm.
actually the Crusades, for example. So you would literally, when you get from Athens to here, that's literally where how the knights, the
Mhm.
Templars, they would have been through. So it's just beautiful. So, and
Right.
just to conclude this session, so there's many, many, many more itineraries. I could spend hours talking about
Mhm.
them, but please reach out to Kathleen. If there's one country that is, like a little bit out of beaten track, just ask Kathleen. It's maybe Norwegian is going to visit them. Because
Yes.
really what we want is to give you flexibility and
Mhm.
experience. We're going to 300 ports in the world. We have 17 ships, all like world class.
Yeah.
Really, like it's going to be the best experience ever. Plus 6 new ships coming from this, starting actually in August with Prima, right? We have Prima
Wow.
Viva. We have announced the first two.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit more suspense left for
Yeah.
the four after that. And finally, remember Norwegian, we have something for everyone because
Mhm.
what you can explore is one thing, but the life as well on board is amazing. We have Broadway shows, live music, parties. We have like so many dining options that you don't even know what to choose, even though you will get your favorite very, very fast.
Mhm.
On our biggest ships, we have up to 26 dining options. We have up to 18 bars, 21 bars and lounges.
Mhm.
It's like even on an extraordinary journey, you can go to a different bar every night before dinner. You won't see
Yeah.
the next. We have kids club as well if you want to take care of your kids. We
Mhm.
have teams there. And finally, remember the Norwegian difference. There is no fixed dining time. We do not assign a fixed time for your dining. All the other cruise lines do it. They tell you every single night, if you don't want to wait, you need to be at that table, that main
Mhm.
dining room at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is an example, but you don't have choice. Here we
Right.
feel, after a big, big, big day, actually having party in Tel Aviv, I think I will need a nap when I'm back to the ship.
Mhm.
And I don't want to wake up just because I need to go to my Caesar salad. So
Right.
that's actually why Norwegian makes a true, true difference.
Mhm.
So guys, now it's up to you.
That's right. Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much. And I love that it is You don't no fixed dining, no fixed anything like that. You're free. You're like, you know what? I'm starving. I missed lunch because I was just on the go. I'm going to have an earlier dinner, or I had a huge buffet lunch. Can't eat yet. You're going to hit later. So it's perfect. It's great. And it's so nice to have that option and not be locked in. And
especially when you're on vacation, because believe me, it's like food, don't get me wrong. Food is extremely important on vacation, and we know it. Food on board is amazing.
Yes.
But the schedule is something different. And we understand that, I mean, if you're the kind who likes to be on a schedule, nothing's against you going every single night at 8 p.m. to the main dining room, no problem. But at the same time, myself, you know, I'm a freestyler at core, because even at home, I never eat at the same time. I tend to be hungry at the same time, but will I eat at 6? Will I eat at 7? Will I eat at 8? Will I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. And that's the thing we at Norwegian understand, is that you don't have to decide. You have the choice. And I think that's important on your vacation.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for putting all that together. I definitely have more things to add to my list, and I'm sure that my subscribers do as well. So I greatly appreciate you putting that together. And I hope that you have a great week, and I hope everybody else does too. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this week's Cruise Chat with Cindy from Norwegian Cruise Line. It was really, really neat to see some of those itineraries that you just didn't ordinarily think of. When I think of Egypt cruises, I think of river cruising or going down the Nile. But there's so much to see, and there's so many neat areas to travel through that isn't just limited to the rivers. So that was really, really cool to see. And some of the other ones, I mean, my goodness, some of those are just absolutely, if they weren't on my list before, they're going to be on my list now. So thank you so much for joining in. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Eric from Celestial Cruises, and Celestial is really well known for their Greek cruises. So they are an ocean liner, and they do so many amazing Greek itineraries, or itineraries through Greece. So be sure to tune in. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please remember to do so. I put out our cruise chats. I meet with a different cruise line every single week, and I put out our cruise chats at the end of the week, Thursday or Friday. And if you've subscribed, then you're going to get a notification right away to know that it is up and ready for your viewing. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and I thank you for doing so. If you'd like any information on this cruise or any of the others that I've met with, because we have at this point 90 episodes, and it's just amazing to have so many. And I'm so thankful for you guys for watching every single week and for tuning in, because I wouldn't do this without you, and I thank you for that. And if you would like any information on any of the cruise lines that I've met with, reach out to me at info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. So thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Have a good week. Bye.